Let's talk about it. I got time today. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Life University, where we chop it up and keep it 100. The topic of conversation today is Jordan Addison, wide receiver for the PITT Panthers. Hey, let's all face it, if you've been sleeping under a rock, then you might not know what I'm talking about. But if you've been up on all the latest news, then you know what's going on with this young, talented receiver. First of all, let me just say this. I hear a lot of the critics out there. I hear a lot of the experts out there. And to me, it doesn't really matter what anyone says. It's your body. You got to go on the field. You got to risk being injured. You have to do all that. Now, with the NIL rule, meaning the name, image, and likeness, yes, that throws a curveball, into the picture as far as college football goes. Is it the end of the world? I don't think so. What I do know is players are being paid to play. And the transfer portal is basically like free agency, If a player is not happy, you can jump in the transfer portal and the bidding war starts. Basically, that's how it works now with the name, image, and likeness ordeal that's going on. But this young man is very talented. Let's not get it twisted. Jordan Addison is the Biletnikoff Award winner, meaning he is the best wide receiver in the nation. So the pressure is high for that young man. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. You've worked so hard to get to this level. Youth football, high school, now you're in college, and then boom, the game changes. Here comes the NIL, the name, image, and likeness. You can get paid off of your name, image, and likeness. And let's face it, is he going to be the first to probably open up some doors where normally, people would be afraid to open up properly? And it looks so. This young man played most of his collegiate career at PITT, pre-NIL. Now NIL is here. He has one more year left in college football, and he's saying, I need to go chase my bag. I need my bag. I need all of it. And I don't blame him. Go get your money, young man. There's a saying that goes, there's life after football. Well, you can get injured in college. You can get, on any level, you can get injured. So, you gotta look at it like, do we really blame the guy for taking the bag? I don't. Whether he goes to USC, allegedly they're offering $3 million, a mansion and a car. Whether he goes to Alabama, whether he goes to Texas, there's so many swirling accusations. But let's concentrate and let's put the spotlight on the young man. What would you do if you were in his situation? You're the number one receiver in college football. And here comes NIL. And now you're offered to get paid to play the game you love at the highest level. What would you do? I'll wait. What I would do is I would take the bag. Because I'll be damned if I listen to critics and haters. And, we don't know what that young man's going through. He might need that money to take care of his family. And if it's legal, if it's legit, there's ways around the NIL. You have boosters, you have, colleges that have Power 5 colleges that have more money than the smaller colleges, on the D1 level. Let's face it. These schools that are in the bidding war for Jordan Addison, those are Power 5 schools. Those are big schools that can afford to ration out $3 million, $2 million, whatever it's going to be to get this young, talented man on the roster. Lincoln Riley at USC, there's accusations that he's tampering. Let's face it, is it something new as far as tampering? No. It's just that money is involved now. And when money is involved, we all know that's the root to all evil. That's going to change everything once money is involved. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth, right? So now you have a young athlete that's worked his way all the way up. And here he is, in the NIL era, and he's taking advantage of it. Is he gonna basically lead the way for others to follow what he's doing? Absolutely, absolutely. You know, oh well, my quarterback's going to the NFL. When Kenny Pickett left Pitt, I mean, that probably had a lot to do with his mind state, his mental mind state. Like, my quarterback's gone. Here's NIL. Let me go chase this bag. Have one more year left. Let me go get a pre-bag before the big bag. Because that's all it is. He's getting a pre-bag before the big bag. Because he's going to get a bigger bag. He's going to get drafted to the NFL. Let's not get that misconstrued, But I mean, do I blame the kid? No, I don't. I don't blame him for a couple reasons. I don't blame him for one, we don't know what his situation is. We're outside looking in. And for two, he might have to take care of his family right now. And for three, I mean, when you're the number one receiver in college football, you can make moves like that. If he was someone else, I don't think the spotlight would be heavy on him. But, I mean, he's Jordan Addison, the number one receiver in college football. So that's why it's so controversial. You got the biggest name in college football that's hitting the transfer portal. And we all know there's a lot of guys that hit the transfer portal, but they don't draw that star power like Jordan Addison. Here's a guy that can run routes, great hands, great size. So I mean, NIL is the new wave. We have to accept it. We have to embrace it because it's not going anywhere soon. There's so many ways around the NIL. Name, image, and likeness, getting paid for it. And who knows? We really don't know the underlying truth about what's really going on. Yeah, there's coaches that are bidding for this young man. Yeah, there's money involved. But I mean, why do we play the game? Yes, most would say, hey, I get a free ride scholarship. I worked my way all the way up from youth ball to high school ball. Now I have a full ride scholarship. That's $150,000 to play at the next level, and rightfully so. So NIL for a lot of these players are right on time. And for people, some of the older guys, I can understand why they're salty. Just to name a few, Reggie Bush, who was basically under NIL back in the days, but it wasn't legitimized. It wasn't legit, so it was frowned upon. But now that it is here, now that the game has changed, there's going to be a lot of big names that are going to enter the transfer portal and try to find a home and get paid. We have to accept it, right? It's not going anywhere anytime soon. And let's be honest, these guys want to get paid to play. People have situations in life. And if presented to a young student athlete that you can now make money off your name, image, and likeness, it's not like they're going to sit still, They're going to go figure it out. They're going to go maneuver. They're going to find loopholes in the system. And they're going to make it happen. And I feel for Pitt. I feel for Pittsburgh, It's like, man, he's our teammate. He's been playing with us, and all of a sudden, you're gone. Hey, get used to it. Get used to it. That's exactly how the NFL works. It's all business. It's never personal, right? You have a guy that can play at the highest level in the NFL, and boom, he's traded. Or boom, he's cut. That's the name of the game. It's a business. You literally have to brand yourself when it comes to collegiate football or sports on any level. It's branding. It's a business. Some of it is, not so pretty. Some of it we don't agree with. But what we can't all agree on here is these players do deserve to get paid, to put their bodies on the line because it's a gladiator sport. We've seen it over and over, you know, where one guy's getting ready to go to the draft and boom, he gets hurt. You know, or a guy gets in trouble in college and now he's not eligible. There's so many different factors that factor into a decision. You know, do we know what Jordan Addison's agenda truly is? No, but what I can tell you is he wants to go get that bag. And he can talk. He can do that, being that he's the number one receiver in college football. He has that star power. You know, it's like not everyone can get the attention of the room when you walk in. There's only certain guys that can do that, you know? He kind of has that